Oh, hello. I'm just kind of stalling. Just stalling. I don't get it. I hit the notification bell, but it never seems to go off. But anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm here, and that's all that matters. Hopefully, I sound good because I don't know what I sound like, but I have my headphones on, so great. Yes, yes, yes. Another wonderful, blessed day, and welcome to the Troy Graham Experience, Daddy's Lounge, episode 31. I mistakenly believe I put 30, but it's 31. Can you believe that? 31 episodes. I got more coming for you. I got some more coming for you. For those of you wishing that I would do some boxing talk, I got something special coming up for y'all. I got a series coming up for you. So stick and stay and hold tight. I am a very flexible individual. I can do boxing talk. I could do. I could talk public. Current affairs. I can just talk. They say it's the gift of gab, but it's just the gift of intelligence and flexibility that is within me. Thank the Lord for it. I know I do. But let's talk about it. I switched the title at the last minute. You're seeing things and all that. People, I switched the title. The first title I had, I'm going to knock that out on Wednesday. I'm going to bring that back again on Wednesday. But that was about there are no tomorrows. Walk the path of your dreams today. But you know what? I scrolling, listening to a lot of positive affirmations and things. About 3 hours just to get to make it filter out the negative with some positive. And you know what happened? I stopped on a panel. They were talking about black fatherhood and the myth of black fathers. And I said to myself, I've been wanting to do a show about this whole fathers. Like the first one, of course, is that we don't take care of our children. That's the first one, that we're all deadbeats. The second one is that we we have multiple children with multiple women. Notice I said these are myths. I didn't say that some of them. I didn't say that they weren't true, but they're not true. What the blanket statements is that we all are like that. That's the myth. Because I don't know one person in my circle, one black man, me personally, that's in my circle that doesn't take care of his kids. You wanna know why? 'Cause I don't hang like that. Two can't mesh. Faithful and foolishness, faith and fear cannot live in the same body. So they can't walk in the same circles either. So that's a myth. About 90% of us don't take care of our kids. That's a damn lie. I have, I take care of my children. My son takes care of his daughter. I mean, it's a damn lie. You know, it's a damn lie. Well, let's just walk it down. Where did all that start? And why is this? Excuse me. And why is it that it's so easy to believe that black fathers are the worst fathers and men that exist? Why is that? Why is that so easily believable? Who told you? Who made you believe that? Because if you tell a lie one to of over and over and over and over again, guess what? It will soon turn into the truth because it can't be repeated that many times without it being the truth, right? Right. I named myself the truth, and I was out there doing open mics and all that. I think I know what I'm speaking about. Being that I am a black father, I think I know what I'm speaking about. Being that I am a black man, I think I know what I am speaking about. It's just that this whole this we're all deadbeats. we bed hop like rabbits, you know, living home with our mamas. Most of us are in jail. I mean, I could keep going, but how much dirt more? You got to be some. I created this thing years ago with black fathers in mind to have a place where I could hear some positive, or even I could write some positive things, that I could create a positive space. Because I mean, really, we don't have a positive space. We just don't. Name me where online or on any TV show or anything else where we have a positive space. Okay, so we have images like James Evans, you know, George Jefferson, Heath Heathcliff Huxtable, Heathcliff Huxtable, The Cosby Show, Uncle Phil, right? If I'm missing anybody, let me know. Who am I missing? 'Cause those are the four major ones that I can think about off the top of my head. Excuse me. That's not those are the four major ones that they told us were positive. Here's the positives about them. James was strong. He was a working man, a man that could fix stuff. And oh, you try to trample over his family or do something to his family, he coming. He coming with everything. You know, he'll face down gangsters, street gangs, stuck up bankers who don't want to pay JJ for his art. He coming. He don't care about your status. He'll put you down, and at the same time, flip that around. He'll he'll uplift you. He loved his children. He was hard on them, but he loved them. I don't even know what hard on them is, because I heard something Marlon Wayne say about his father. No, not Marlon. It was Damon. Damon Wayans said the best thing his father ever did for them was he came home every night. Listen to that. Let me repeat that. Best thing his father ever did was that he came home every night. You know? That's powerful, man. And all those Wayans talk about their father in a certain way that you could tell that he was a strong man. So he came home every night. Now we did James Evans. Now let's go to he just didn't raise his children. Remember what he did to Michael's friend who was supposed to come over to study, and the boy was just a pain in the behind since he walked through the door. No respect, no nothing. And then he tried to leave without studying after he ate up all their food and drank up all their. He's like, hold up, aren't you supposed to be studying? Nah, I don't. This is too hard for me. I'm going home. I'm going. Oh nah, you ate my food. You gonna study with my son? What you gonna do, old man? Okay, took him in there, gave him the Big Mac or the Whopper beating. I guess what they called it on that episode. He told him about, man, you treat all your children like this? He said, yeah. And I didn't go that hard on you because you're not one of mine. He's like, damn, that's not hard. Glad you're not my father. But then we fast forward to George Jefferson. George Jefferson, for those who don't know, was the first self-employed black man that I saw in a TV series. Now, if there was another before him, someone come and correct me, but he was the first self-employed black man that I saw on TV. He started out on All in the Family, and they pretty much carried that. The Jeffersons carried that show. Not that All in the Family wasn't good, but you take the episodes with George and just the Jeffersons on there. Those are probably some of their highest rated episodes. You know, and one thing about George, he would fight for his family too, but he was a businessman. You know, he was a businessman, and he was loyal though. He was very, very loyal, and he stood up for what he believed in. You know, he was in the Navy. He just stood up. He's not gonna let nothing happen to Wheezy. He wasn't gonna let nothing happen to Lionel. None of that. He stood up, and he just kept building with his laundromats. He kept building. He had a plan, and he stuck by it. So George was a good man, a self-employed man. He showed you that it could be done. Then he moved forward to Heathcliff Huxtable, aka the Cosby Show, a doctor. You know, he didn't wasn't just a doctor. He delivered babies, and his wife was a lawyer. Does it get any better than that? That wasn't just a black father; it was a black family. I have to go back and tell you that black family, something we might never see again on national TV unless we do it ourselves. But Heathcliff Huxtable, he was, he was, he knew that he was something special. You know, a doctor, but he didn't hold that over his children's heads. He taught them in a different way. He was very firm and forceful with some of the things he did, but it was always a teaching moment with him most of the time. You know, like the one episode with the trash can lid and the steak. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. You know, one of his daughters, Vanessa, brought home her boyfriend for the first time. He's 35, she's 21. Talking about she gonna get married. Never introduced the man to the family a day. All this time, he thought that, she told the family about him. So they were eating dinner. Cliff said to him, hey, it's not that we have a problem with you. It's how you were presented to us. He said, imagine this. I'm sure you have a favorite food, steak, potatoes, all that. Right? He said, yeah, I like that. Okay, good. Now imagine if I served it to you on a trash can lid. Wouldn't wouldn't be so appetizing now, would it? See? That hit kind of hard. Didn't have to raise his voice, yell, do nothing. Then it was an episode with Vanessa again, the problem child. She had a boyfriend. So Cliff went in the kitchen and they came home late. That's right. They came home late from their date. And so Cliff sat him down and had these two apples. And he said, look, how close were you and Vanessa in that car? Well, he brought him a little closer. He brought him that close. And then he moved him closer. And I think he mentioned that he kissed Vanessa. So he brought the apples and just touched them together real fast and moved them apart. And the little boy was like, no, it was more like this. And he was like, okay. Then Cliff took that one apple, put it on top. Were you like this also? On top of the other apple. And he was like, no. No. He got tight real quick. No. So, it's another one thing I liked about that show. They always had a teaching moment with a black father. Three shows I just named. Two from the 70s, one from the 80s, and then comes in the late 80s, 90s, Fresh Prince of Bel Air with what was that in the 90s? I think it was just in the 90s with Will Smith and Uncle Phil took him in from Philly. Always with the lessons, man. And Uncle Phil was a lawyer. See? Uncle Phil was a lawyer. They were well to do. And he taught Will a lot. Taught him how to use, not to react so fast to everything. Maybe stop and think sometime and understand your true power. But I brought all that up to say that we have fed these myths that those things are impossible anymore. You can't have a successful family with with a successful black father. You can't have a black family whose matriarch is self-employed. Can you? Hmm? There ain't no more strong black men that'll stand up to anything for their families no more. James Evans. Hmm? Ain't nobody taking nobody else's child in no more. What kind of father does that? Uncle Phil. See, they pump us. They push it out there constantly, constantly, constantly. Negative, 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 negative. Until sometimes when you see a black father with his children, a single one at that, which I was, out in the supermarket, you're like, oh, he's probably just babysitting. It's probably just his time to be with the kids. I had somebody ask me that one time. Old heifer in the supermarket asked me that one time. I said, I'm not babysitting, I'm a father. I want to say something else, but we can't, we got to stop. I think it's, to me, it's a two-sided thing. They're never going to stop. The powers that be, whoever they are, never going to stop pushing that out. Never. So, what we should do with our power is we should promote more positivity about black fathers. Promote it. Oh, but Troy's more fathers than I. Look, I know that, but right now I'm focusing on black fathers, if you don't mind, because we need more help than anybody else. White fathers don't get tore down like we do. Very few other fathers in the world get tore down like us. You know, and I'm sick of it. 'Cause see, I got three boys. One's a father already. He had a baby young, still a teenager, 19, but now he's 20, 23, going on 24. Don't ask me no more. So his daughter's getting older. Look just like him, spitting image of that boy. Mm. So I'm doing this so that they maybe one day they'll hear this and understand that there are good. No matter what the world tells you, you are a reflection of those good black fathers. And even I hate saying that, of those good black fathers. How about just being a good father? Period. Everything we got to be labeled. That's another myth. That's another myth that has yet to be tackled. Black fathers, black on black crime. That doesn't exist. It's just crime. It's just crime. I know it seems like I'm all over the place today, but this whole thing about we're not there and we ain't, we got 1,000 kids all over the place. That may be the case with some, but that's not all of us. That is nowhere near all of us. And don't say, well, the numbers are so small, we're good. Well, that's based on that's based on the circles that you move in. Stop moving in circles where the men are trash. See, if you move in that circle, then you need to ask more questions about yourself. Because, like I said, ain't nobody around me not taking care of their children. Not one person, you know. But I know once I heard that, it just set me off. Myths about. Myths, like Mythbuster. Right. I'm chewing nice, y'all. So forget the silence. It's just me chewing nice. It's cool. Boots on the ground. I don't know where that came from. But let me pivot for a second. So I was up in Baltimore visiting my son. I was there for my one brother's graduation. So I'm getting off the light rail, and this brother, he had to be in his 20s. I heard whoosh, big old colorful fan like you would see your grandmother or auntie pull out in church. Just woof, woof. I'm like, really? That's what we doing now? We walking around with fans that you would see the grandmas, moms, and aunties carry. That's what we doing now as men, and wear skinny jeans on top of that. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. What happened? I'm sorry. I'm not popping out no fan and no, no. I don't care. Don't ask me to do fan dance either. I leave that for my niece. She's great at that. That little girl got timing and everything. She don't miss no steps. I leave that for her and the older nieces in the family. But Uncle Troy don't do that. Uncle Troy don't play that. Okay, back to the lecture at hand now about black fathers. You want to know some more about black fathers? We hurt just like anybody else. Those of us who stand strong through the test of time, especially those of us who are not just strong enough to raise our children, but to take on the blessing and burden of raising somebody else's child. That's over time that can be a very unthankful job, right? I should know because I come from both sides of it, right? Both sides of it. So yeah, it's I'm thankful to know that someone loved you enough to just accept you. But flip that side around, there's also that there also comes a time where that child will act like you don't exist for whatever reason, you know? That's just how it is, you know. That's not how it is with all cases, but that's how it is with some or some cases. I know that for a fact. But yeah, I remember sitting down and sharing some, telling my sons that when you get older, I mean, starting right now, I told them you have to learn patience because the world is gonna be there to push your buttons and provoke you because they see y'all got tall, two of you are dark, and the other one he's babe, light brown, whatever you want to call it. So I told them, don't let the world push your buttons because once they do that, you're gonna fall into, you're just gonna become a number. No one's gonna see the human in you. They're just gonna see that you're tall and big and black, and you're just gonna become a number again. They're gonna be like, oh, here comes another ninja to the system. I warned them about that. I told them how to handle police if they ever get stopped. Keep your hands out your pockets. That's the first thing, and only answer questions that they ask you. Don't give them any free information because they don't need it. Okay? They don't need it. Hmm. These are things I had to teach them. Don't provoke any reason for them to stop you. trying to avoid eye contact with them too. Just go live your life and come home. Mm-mm. Too much out there in this world that will cause a pitfall for us. Too much. And stop saying that we don't. It's just because we might get divorced or might break up with the mother of the child. Stop saying that we don't take care of them once we leave. That's absolutely 100% not true. And seriously, we don't need in some cases, you might need the courts, but you should know the person you lay down with enough. Y'all should be able to sit down and have an adult conversation about how we're gonna do this. What's best for everybody, instead of letting a bunch of strangers who look nothing like you, weren't there when you created the child, but you give them full control now of how much is gonna get paid, when you're gonna see it. Nah, man, no, uh-uh. I rebuke all that. I had to go through it, but I rebuke it for anybody else that's going through it. It's not nice. Bunch of strangers all in your business, telling you how to move, what to say, and when you could. No, no, damn it. Mm. And sometimes this is to the ladies and to the adult children or teen children that might be listening. Sometimes you gotta tell your father you love him just for no other reason that he's there. Sometimes just call him out the blue. He shouldn't really always have to call you. Call him out the blue. Say, look, pops, old man, just want to tell you I loved you. That's it. All right. First thing he gonna say, oh, you must want some money. I know that. You must want some money. You ain't got no money. You want no, you want some money, don't you? I got the money for you. That's what's gonna happen when you say that to him. And most men will do that to you. I know I'm doing it. Oh, you ain't got no money. Okay, I see what's going on here. No, old man, I got some money. But if you want to give me some, see, I told you, I knew it. You bastard. No, that's not what's going on. You just want to call to say, I just called to say I loved you. Help me out with the rest of the song, because that's all I know. So sometimes that'll work. You'd be surprised. Because we put on this facade, most of us, like nothing penetrates our hearts. Not true. Not true. That's a lie. Hmm. We got it, man. We got it. We have feelings. Hopefully, I'm not going in and out because I'm moving a lot. But we have feelings. Might not show it all the time. As men, we're programmed to hold our emotions in. So that's when these fools say crying make you weak. Crying don't do nothing but cleanse your soul. Shut up with that nonsense about crying makes you weak. If you don't cry, then you're the weak one. You the damn weak one. Because you don't know anything about your emotions. God gave you emotions for a reason. Not so you wouldn't use them or hide them or push them down. Just like he gave you two hands, two eyes, two legs. Use them. You don't walk on one leg, do you? Because it's stupid to walk on two. Knock it off. Phew. That's stuff that I can't tolerate. Oh, he ain't no man. He crying. You want to raise your sons like that too? You want to raise your daughters like that? Oh, if you get with a dude and he cried and he's soft, you need to leave him. Yeah, I end up leaving a real good man for some tough punk who's not a legacy builder. He won't be there in the future. He gonna he gonna get what he want in most cases and be out. Mm. I'm gonna stay on for like 5 more minutes. Then I'm gonna bounce. I just, like I said, this is a switch real quick because that thing came to me and it just touched my heart. Touched my heart. So I had to speak on it. I see I could pick up the phone right now and talk to one of my brothers that go back 40 years with me, right? And he'll tell you that, excuse me, all of us took care of our children. All of us are still taking care of our children. All of us. No matter if some of us spent some time on vacation with the state or whatever, and they still took care of their kids the best way they could by stopping what the hell they were doing. They didn't continue it once they came out. But I can't. There's some days when I wake up and when I hear about this whole. Well, I tell you what the real myth is before I even go down that way. I was having this discussion one day in church, and then there was an article about black fathers, and I was trying to tell the pastor that that article is not written by anybody, by any black father. Somebody white wrote that, and he was trying to say, but that it is true, and it got the numbers and statistics. I said it's impossible for. He said about 90% of black fathers weren't in the home. I said that's impossible. And I also said there's more white fathers that are not in the home because we only make up 13% of America. So any way you slice it, there's more absentee white fathers than there is black. He's like, no, no, that can't be true. I said, okay, let's go online and find out how many black people are in America. And he looked at the numbers. He was like, but I'm just going by percentage. I said, it don't matter if it's 100%. It's still going to be less than your percentage because you make up over 100 million people. So that 13% can't touch you. Even if you say all of us are not there, it can't touch you. That's what people don't understand. We're a small drop in the pan over here, or medium sized drop in the pan. But yet you're trying to tell me that none of us take care of our kids and we commit all the violent crimes. So that's why I don't. I had the same discussion with a police officer. I had a radio show in Baltimore, and he was trying to tell us about black on black crime. I said that doesn't exist. He's like, what? I said it don't exist. Have you ever heard of Jew on Jew crime, Greek on Greek crime, Italian on Italian crime, Chinese on Chinese crime? You ever heard that term? Hmm? You know why you don't hear it? Because it's just crime. That's why you don't hear it. It's just crime. See, you gotta not you, those of us who are tired of this, have to push back against the nonsense and change the narrative. You know, please. Now look, I'm gone. I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I'll be back on Wednesday with the subject I thought I was going to talk about today. All right? Thank you and peace. Well, I got about 20 something seconds left, so I might as well keep talking through a few seconds I got instead of leave you with dead air. I never liked dead air, ever. So I got about 6 seconds. All right. Bless up.